Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with one of my all-time favorite decks in Clash Royale. When I was a professional Clash Royale player, this is the only deck that I played, and I won $5,000 with it. You easily overwhelm the best players in Clash Royale with your absurd amount of bait cards. After they waste their poison, fireball, and arrows on your goblin gang, minion horde, and 3 musketeers, you'll be able to safely stack up elixir collectors. And after you collect a big enough elixir advantage, they won't be able to stop you. No matter what counters they have, if you have more elixir than them, they won't be able to afford the stuff that they need. Also, you have Ice Golem, Dark Prince, and Miner for 3 tanks for your musketeers and bait cards. So you can constantly adapt and create new offensive combos on the fly. This deck has just 1 legendary and 1 epic card. The rest are rares and commons. It's an easy deck to upgrade, and it's been at the top of the ladder since the start of Clash Royale. It's time to throw back to my favorite professional deck and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. Lots of love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make all of the higher for videos possible. All right, so this guy's gonna have P.E.K.K.A, Battle Ram, and Electro Wizard in his banner. Forever victory. Well, let's see if we can change that real quick. We're gonna go in for a Goblin Gang, depending on what you do. Now I'm gonna go Dark Prince. Don't really want to go and drop our goblins into a heap of value for our opponent, being able to splash onto each one of them. Oh, he's gonna drop a log to obliterate the Dark Prince's shield. You know what? Wonder if you can shield yourself from our goblins. It's gonna be huge. If the goblins lock onto the tower, if any of the spear goblins can, because the miner's tanking. And notice how now the Dark Prince and then the goblins in front are tanking. That one spear goblin is locked and loaded. That is 500 freaking damage from one spear goblin, guys. If you don't think that's unfair, I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna go in for a minion horde here. I'm gonna plop down an ice golem so then the musketeer can't obliterate all of our minions. They gotta be our winions. That's the main way that we like to play. Oh, dude, you are cycling musketeers like candy out here, bro. What's up with that? How'd you get back to so many of them? We had one of them, we killed it, and then he's like, whack-a-mole, here's another. Crazy. All right, we can go in for a Dark Prince. I think that's going to be our best bet on the Muskie. Generally, when we play against someone with Mighty Miner and Muskie, it's either going to be a Hog Rider deck with Earthquake or Miner Poison. Because you saw Hog Rider, I'm expecting him to have Earthquake, so I don't want to drop my Elixir Collector. The only spell in the entire game that gets a positive Elixir trade against my freaking Elixir Collector is that Earthquake, and that's what he's got. He's going to log it back so then it gets closer to the tower, so maybe the mortar hits both the Muskies, or maybe they run away. Oh, the Musketeers made the great escape. That's what we like to see, baby. All right, so I think he's going to go Mighty Miner. Let's try to kill it really quick with these goblins. If we can just shred the Mighty Miner, we might be able to win. Oh my gosh. No way, dude. Let's go. Musketeers are melting him, and I don't think he has anything left over. Yeah, so for the remainder of this game, we're going to put him to shame. We just go for Minion Horde on this Hog Rider every time. He never gets damaged, and we walk with an easy win.
Are you sure about that?
So this guy is still trying, but there was nothing he could do to stop his Hog Rider from dying. Despite him having Earthquake as an advantage against our Elixir Collector, it was a massive disadvantage against our Minion Horde. He had nothing to shoot up, and he had no way of bringing our towers down. Minion Horde ate that Hog Rider alive every single time. Yo, we got a game against Super Vegito. This guy has finished 296 in the world, if I read that correctly, and we'll see what he's packing today for lunch. So, hopefully we can go munch on his tower with our Dark Prince, but I doubt that a top ladder player would ever let me get near that. He's gonna go for a Monk, which is one of the most dreaded cards to play against for our deck. So, I think we generally want to be using our Goblin Gang against that, or maybe going for a single Musketeer into it. Oh, wait, he used his ability. He's got Fireball and Monk in the same deck. Oh my goodness, can I win against this? Generally, you want to support the single Musketeer at all times, but I'm going to go and support the 2 because he ended up fireballing on it. He also knew that the Electric Spirit would die to 2 Musketeers, so he decided to go in and let one of them lock onto the tower. So that was a very smart maneuver from our opponent. Probably pre-logs if I go in for Goblin Gang, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go for Minion Horde instead. If he fireballs, it's not that bad for us. Also, didn't he use Fireball already on the Musketeers? He's going to have Hunter, Monk, and he's also going to end up having Fireball. Ooh, it's going to be a tough game. But I think we can win it if we play it perfectly. So no matter what matchup you get, if you have 3 Musketeers and you craft a way to outcycle your opponent and get Elixir Collectors on the field, you can field uncounterable pushes that your opponent might not have Elixir to stop. Even if they have all the counters in their hand, they have all the counters in their deck, and they're a top ladder player, they don't have enough Elixir, there's nothing they can make happen. So we're going to go in for our Dark Prince right now, just because it's not going to die or get reflected by the Monk. It's still going to get bounced back if he has that little projectile thing. With its 3rd attack, it just knocks things back and does a lot more damage. I want to go and split our Musketeers. I'm going to split 2 of them in the left. I think it's going to be better for us to do that. And the reason why you generally support the 1 Musketeer over the lane of the 2, if your Musketeers are healthy, is because the 1 Musketeer can get countered easily by, you know, skeletons, ice spirit, cheap cards that your opponent will generally get huge positive elixir trades with. You don't want to let them do that. You'll get much better trades if you support the 1 Musketeer and let the 2 Musketeers that are always a big threat go by themselves. Ooh, okay, so he's going to go in for a Hunter. I think he's going to gear up for a huge push. I'm going to go Goblin Gang in the right-hand side, and I'm going to go in for Dark Prince just to cycle back to our Musketeers. Making sure that he didn't have Login cycle is pretty important so that we can extract as much value as possible. Cycling our 2 Musketeers in the right is good so then he is less keen on fireballing the side on the left where he has a lot of units going in. Okay. I mean, if we minion horde, it's too obvious for him to fireball, so I'm not going to do that. All right, do we go in for Elixir Collector? He just exhausted his monk ability, and he dropped a bar barrel. Ooh, really, really good. Now the monk is 100% dead to this minion horde. Even if he clicks the ability, it's not really going to give him anything. He's not going to be able to get back to it in time. If he drops it like at the last second, it would just be dead. We can go in for a Goblin Gang here, and I think we're able to shred the Royal Giant. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we have to make this happen. We're going to go in for a huge, huge push. We're going to go in for Spear Goblins plus Dark Prince. He's going to bar barrel it. I wonder if the Dark Prince stays alive. No, it's dead. I gotta go for 3 Musketeers again. He's gonna activate King Tower with that superb placement with the Fisherman. As you guys can see, he's a top 200 player, right? He's not really giving me many opportunities to break through, but he uses Fireball. Wait, right as I said that, he might have messed up. He's gonna go for an Electric Spear, and it doesn't lock onto everything. You can go in for a Miner here as well, and I think with the Goblin Gang coming at him and all of our minions, maybe we can make something spontaneous happen here. Spear Goblins are gonna force out another Bar Barrel. Nope, nothing. Jeez, dude, you're really not giving me anything here. I hate it. All right, so I'm going to go for another Elixir Collector. I need to get an advantage if I have any hope of breaking through. He might go in for a Royal Giant, and he does. We're going to go for Dark Prince. He might pull it. I'm going to go Goblin Gang off to the side, and then he's going to go for a Fisherman. He pulls the Goblins. Perfectly played on our end. Let's go. Now we go for our 3 Musketeers. He might decide to go in for an aggressive Monk, and we should be able to even pop it, potentially. Oh, he's going to Fireball left. He was going to Bar Barrel instead. Really thought he would Fireball. Can we still get a lot of damage? Yeah, we are. That's very nice. The Musketeer's going to stay alive as well. All right, we can go in for a Ice Golem, Dark Prince, split up the Goblin Gang, and then potentially go in for a Minion Horde split up as well. If we split up our stuff, it will be harder for him to counter it all. And he can't hit it all with his spells. All right, wait. Oh my goodness. The Miner's on the tower. The Spear Goblin's on the right-hand side. We got to go in for 3 Musketeers again, though. And I got to go and stop his Monk from getting in vicinity, so I'm going to Ice Golem to block it. Yo! That works so much better. The Musketeers on the left are going to get Fireball probably, right? No, he's going to Fireball on the other side. Okay, I'm really confused on why he did that. If I go in for a Miner and I just get one more hit, I win. Oh, let's go! I cannot believe I beat a top 200 player with Monk, Fireball, and also a Hunter. It just proves to you guys, no matter the matchup that you might get, stick it out to the end, try your hardest, and a lot of times, you'll come away with something that you didn't expect. Yo, 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 we got a game against Elise. So, we're going to see what's happening. Just going to go and drop a good luck and figure out what their deck is. If we don't have Elixir Collector, that's pretty unfortunate for me. Generally, I want to cycle my Elixir Collector as quickly as I can so I can build an insurmountable lead with Elixir advantage. I'm going to go for a Zap on top of those. I think we're going to be fine. Generally, you want to go for a Zap a bit faster. If you drop it a little bit later, then you're still going to take damage from the wall breakers connecting. It's interesting to see him go for a Goblin Drill directly behind the tower, because if you drop it in front of the tower, then the Goblin initially will lock onto the tower, and it will be a little bit closer. But if you drop the drill in the back, the Goblin spawns in the back, and then has to do this roundabout pathway all the way back to your tower. Okay, so his Firecracker might miss. I think it's only going to hit one of the minions, and that's going to go target the Miner. You know, Firecracker got a huge buff to its attack speed, but not its intelligence. As you guys can see, it's still one of the stupidest cards in Clash Royale. Also, it's going to activate King Tower for me right now, too. So I'm going to go in for a Dark Prince on top of the Firecracker and also the Wall Breakers here, so I should be fine. And then I can go in for a Goblin Gang afterward. You know what? I don't love the fact that I'm taking an absurd amount of damage. So he's currently back in business in this game. Ooh, why would he do that? All right, we can Zap on top of the Bandit. It's still going to be able to get a hit on my tower with the dash, but it's not going to be that bad. All right, we can Elixir Collector right now. We're currently winning with an Elixir advantage and then also an Elixir Collector on the board and a King Tower activation, but our towers are pretty low. Both of our towers are basically dead. So I don't think either of us are going to be able to hang on to those towers. Generally, what you want to do with 3 Musketeers is you want to go and split up the 2 Musketeers towards the healthier tower. But since I have an elixir collector on the healthier tower, I have to split up the 2 musketeers on the right-hand side, which also is okay for me because he can't go and apply aggression with his goblin drill directly into the 2 musketeer side, right? You always want to go in the other side with the 1 musketeer because there's less firepower there. Okay, so working pretty well. We can go for a miner here on the left-hand side. I think that we can also go and afford a goblin gang if we need it. No, I don't need it, do I? I can just eat the damage. We're going to be able to finish out the bats and then go goblin gang in the middle and continuously sprawl more units in his face. Because he has to deal with the Dark Prince and the Musketeer. I think he might even get 3 crown. Look at that Musketeer. Notice how much damage I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Dude, I'm going to 3 crown you right now. That's what my mission is. Not to just win the game, but dominate you completely. So I'm going to go in for 3 Musketeers when he goes... Oh, yeah, I'm 3 Musketeering. That's a huge Mega Knight in the middle. Dude, you have no elixir. How are you expecting to stop the 3 crown? What's your game plan? What's your strategy? I would love to know, bro. So yeah, he's dead. He dropped all of his elixir at the river and just let me 3 Musketeer parade for victory. There was nothing he could do as soon as he dropped 9 elixir on the right-hand side. He signed the D to his castles away with that play immediately, and we stole everything. Let's go. We got a game against the Joe. So he's not going to be cycling anything at the start. You guys know the deal. We're kind of waiting for our opponent to make a huge misplay and cycle stuff into 3 Musketeers. Not dropping an Electro Giant, a Giant, or a Golem in the back for his play, which is something that I hate playing against. But with this deck, I love it because your Musketeers shred every big beatdown push quick. He's going to go in for an Electro Wizard and Bandit, probably going to be Magic Archer and P.E.K.K.A deck, right? Yeah, you see Magic Archer, going to be P.E.K.K.A. Has to be P.E.K.K.A. His Magic Archer's going to die, and he won't have a good way of killing the minion horde. Oh, not the P.E.K.K.A deck that I'm used to playing against, because he's got a Heal Spirit. You know what? I don't think it's going to be Battle Ram. I think it's going to be paired with probably a Ram Rider, if I had to guess. We gotta go and drop this last possible second so the Golden Knight doesn't give me any horrible transaction, because that could go and dash on stuff if he knew that I was going to go and drop that counter quick. All right, we can go for a zap here, and then we can go Dark Prince. Just going to wait for it to charge, and then I'm going to zap it. We're going to expect him to go Magic Archer and maybe go for an Ice Golem in the later stages, but I don't think he's going to do that in single elixir. He doesn't know what my deck is. I don't think he wants to mess around with me too much. Especially later on in Grand Challenges, people do not make those type of misplays. So we're going for an Elixir Collector, and we can Ice Golem to go and kite the Rail Ghost. Oh, let's go. Very good trade for us. With the Rail Ghost out of cycle, it's going to be hard for him to get anything out of this Electro Wizard. It's just going to die to the Goblins quick. And then also, if he zaps... Oh, no. He's got Barb Barrel. I forgot. He's running the Ram Rider version. I didn't see the Barb Barrel yet, but I could have predicted that. I could have predicted Snowball or Barb Barrel. It's unfortunate, because if we had went for a Miner and tanked for the Goblin Gang and he had zapped that, the Goblins would stay alive, or at least the stab ones would, and they would stab the tower. So we're able to safely Elixir Collector in the back because it seems like he probably has Lightning in his deck. If you've got Lightning, you cannot break through. It'd be very tough for you to do that. I can go in for another Elixir Collector, and this is Elixir Collector City, and it's about to be 3 Musketeer City soon. It's going to be real pretty. So we want to stack up the Muskies whenever our opponent decides to go in for his P.E.K.K.A. I think we can go for 3 Musketeers in the back and split 2 on the right-hand side, 1 on the left. So we don't split 3 Musketeers right next to the Collector, drop 2 Muskies there, because then he would just Lightning the Collector and hit the 2 Musketeers at the same time. It would have been really bad for me. We go Dark Prince after it dashes, and then so it can't dash onto my tower and then also hit more stuff. I guess he loses most of his units here. We can go Goblin Gang afterward, go in for an Ice Golem so the Heal Spirit's kind of wasted, and then we zap so then the Battle Ram doesn't charge. Okay, so we can expect him to go in for an Electro Wizard on top of this Minion Horde. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Miner. No, he dropped his Electro Wizard already. Wait, what? Dude, I wasn't ready for that. I didn't expect that. I thought that you would Electro Wizard, then we would pummel it with the Goblins. But I guess the Minion Horde is flying high in the sky, and you're just going to die. There's nothing you can do to that. That Minion Horde stayed alive for way too long, and that's crazy that it worked out that well. Sometimes your opponent falls apart at step 1, and then you can't have the fun of going to step 2 and step 3. But there's constant offense with this deck that gives you a lot of opportunities to make your opponents make mistakes. And we're rushing our way up the Grand Challenge. That was a pretty clutch win, putting us at 9 wins.
You look lonely. You look like a good show.
Let's go, guys. I want that 12 win. It's going to be sweeter than milk and honey. This guy's clan isn't ready. So we're going to go and drop a good luck and figure out what his deck is. I do not want to be splitting too much elixir at the start, so I'm just going to go in for Spear Goblins and Goblin Gang. I like that the Spear Goblins got a buff as well, so now Goblin Gang is significantly better. So, I don't know. This deck is packing more of a punch than it used to. The guy's going to go in for a Bandit, so I don't necessarily know what the deck is, but I guess I'm a bit scared. I don't want to be going for Elixir Collector until I figure out what he's going to be spamming. So he's got wall breakers and he's got bandit. I think it's going to be Mega Knight if I had to guess, actually. So in my best interest is just play defensive and go for miner in the back. You guys might be like, why don't you drop your miner on the tower? Well, I want to make sure that I always get some value from my miner. That could just get caught by like a prince or something. Now he cycled his miner in the back, so I can go for an elixir collector and laugh at him because it's like, well, I have an elixir collector, you don't. So this feels pretty good. I think we can go in for an ice golem and have this pop on top of the bats, and then go in for a dark prince afterwards so the Mega Knight doesn't jump on our tower. I don't know if this is going to be good because I think the Mega Knight will eventually jump on my tower, and then I'm going to go for a zap. I don't know if I lose my entire tower here. It could be super bad, guys. I want to win this more than anything. Please don't let me lose. If that miner hits my elixir collector after all that, I would be shook. I would be like, bro, if you find a way on my elixir collector when I was laughing at you for not being able to hit my elixir collector, I don't think the situation would be salvageable. So we're at 300 HP. Can we make the comeback for the 12 win, guys? I need it right now. I'm going to go for my elixir collector. We can go in for a goblin gang in the middle, and that should be able to stop no matter where he drops his miner. It's always going to get caught by that goblin gang. And that's why we like goblin gang in this deck over skeletons, goblins, or maybe even guards. You can drop your goblin gang in the middle and always catch those miners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for 2 musketeers on the right side, 1 on the left. Reason why I'm going to drop 2 in the right is because if he Mega Knight's there, then he's not going to get the counter push on the weaker tower. So pretty important stuff for me. What do we do? Do we go in for like a dark prince so then the bandit doesn't charge? Oh, it's still charging. Still totally fine though. I think he's going to Mega Knight on the right. Yeah, he does. So then we can go in for a miner and take his tower on the left. Guaranteed that we take that tower, right? There's no way. Even if you arrows, that's not going to take it. Huge. We can go ice golem to go and kite the Mega Knight to the other side. Then we can go goblin gang afterward, and then we can go for a miner on top of the miner, or a dark prince on the miner. And then I think we're okay. Like, this is actually working really, really well. Especially if I can get a zap on those wall breakers so they don't connect to my tower. Could get back to another set of arrows. Super sketch, but maybe we can 3-crown him. No, change of plans, guys. We're going to straight up go for the 3-crown. I didn't notice how much damage I got there. The Dark Prince is coming through. Oh, no way. Please give me the 3-crown. I need it. I need it so bad right now. If the zap comes through, it's not going to be enough damage, but I want to go and cycle to a miner, so I'm going to go roll with it. Jeez, please. This would be the most epic way to win the 12-win grand challenge is 3-crowning the opponent. I don't know if the miner does enough HP. I don't think it does. I need like one more tap. I need one more tap. Oh, even after the nerf, it still makes it happen. Miner digging our opponent's grave, and I dig the 12-win grand challenge. That's what we love to see, baby. As I said, sweeter than milk and honey. Also, there's a new glitch in Clash Royale where it takes a while for the screen to load. But here we go. 12-win grand challenge. Let's go, baby. Pretty solid stuff. Playing a 3 Musketeer deck without any champions. I also like that we can get an influx of wild cards. Notice how I have over 200 in my chest already. Pretty cool. I'm saving that for the new update so I can hit level 15 and unlock all the cards as quickly as I can. Ice Spirit, great card for a lot of cycle decks. If you want to run cycle decks, Musketeer is awesome if you're going to have either a Mighty Miner in your deck or a Monk, because the Mighty Miner and Monk will tank for the Musketeers and you can stack up a ton of them. Ice Golem is really only good with Expo. Tesla, again, really only good with Expo. Clash Royale, are you trying to tell me something right now? Are you trying to make me an Expo player? Wall Breakers are one of the best cards in the game, especially with Miner and Goblin Drill. And then Golem, it works really well in specific decks with like Night Witch, maybe Elite Barbarians, Lumberjack, Lightning. There are a few decks that it works with, and it's super strong in those specific decks. Again, Bomber, great with Goblin Drill and also Golem. Hog Rider is super strong in almost a lot of decks. And then Royal Recruits, my main deck in Clash Royale. I love it. Super stoked to see that. Fireball, well, it counters my Royal Recruits Fireball bait. Barbarians, even though they've been the mascot of Clash Royale and Clash of Clans for forever, they're just not that good anymore. As the game has evolved, you much rather have a building instead of having barbarians to defend because it's not necessarily as reliable. Barbs do work in a few very specific decks, especially with Lovehound and maybe some weird Royal Giant Hog Rider decks. But that's it. The miracle jump back into the game made every Mega Knight around the world jealous. I can't believe we made that comeback. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.